thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Kathleen. Nice to be here.
You've written a number of self-help books and have had a positive impact on so many lives as a result. Talk to us about why you wrote Knockout.
Talk to these doctors, interview them, and I would say to each of them, it's all well and good for you to tell me this. I need to talk to your patients. They opened up their patients to me. I talked to stage 4, lung cancer, liver cancer, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, brain tumors. All these people living these normal, healthy lives, having not been degraded by harsh chemicals, and I realized there is another way that none of us know about, and so that's what I've written about in Knockout. Other options that you probably don't know anything about.
Now you interview doctors and medical professionals using everything from alternative to integrative to conventional methods to combat cancer.
Right.
Among them was NewsmaxHealth.com contributor Dr. Blalock, who you also interviewed for your book Breakthrough. Tell us why you revisited Dr. Blalock and what insights did you feel that he would offer?
Well, Dr. Blalock is one of the brightest minds in the country. He's an oncologist, neurosurgeon for 22 years. Stopped surgery because he said he was opening brain, seeing cancer so rare in younger and younger people that he decided he had to devote the rest of his life to research, to the effects of chemicals on the human brain and body. So he's a neuroscientist, and I go to him for information all the time. And one of the things that Dr. Blalock told me that is absolutely shocking, so much so that I've hardly mentioned on television because I'm being so attacked for having the audacity to say that there are ways other than chemotherapy to deal with cancer. But he said, if I were a woman, I would never have a mammogram. And I said, what? He said, if a woman starts at age 40 with no cancer and has a mammogram every year, by the time she's 50, she will have increased her chances of getting breast cancer by 33.33%. He said also, the act of smashing the breast the way we do with, like in a panini machine,
Bingo.
with a mammogram, he said, if you have a tumor in there, he said, that very process of smashing can break the tumor and metastasize the cancer. He said, I said, well, what do we do if we can't have mammograms? He said, first you have an ultrasound, you have a thermogram. If there's any hot spots, then you have an ultrasound. If there are any shadows, then you have an MRI. I said, well, we can't afford MRIs. He said, if the new gold standard became MRIs, he said, then they would be affordable. He said, because there's no radiation, and you see a clearer picture in an MRI. He said, the cumulative effect of radiation from mammograms is actually giving women cancer.
I wrote a book for women, The Secret of Health Breast Wisdom, because we, as a medical society, are giving women breast cancer with our demanding that they get mammograms. Mammograms cause breast cancer, period. So mammograms are not healthy for women. Women should not be getting routine mammograms. That's crystal clear, published in the peer-reviewed literature. And yet today, if a woman went to her gynecologist or family doc, she would have this shoved down her throat, extreme coercion to go get this mammogram that's causing breast cancer. It's not saving lives. You have a 4% increased risk of dying if you get mammograms, period.
So the detection technique that we're using, the primary technique that we use to detect breast cancer, is causing breast cancer?
Absolutely. It's a terrible test, smashing a woman's breast and then irradiating with cancer-causing irradiation. And then it's so insensitive. For women under 50, it's only like 52% effective, sensitive. That means 52 is pretty close to 50, right?
Yeah.
So about half. That means that half the women that have breast cancer, it would not detect their cancer.
But is there evidence that mammograms can cause cancer?
Well, there is evidence. In fact, there is a study that came out of London, England, and it showed that women who have mammograms, they have higher rates of cancer than women who don't get their regular mammograms. And the latest evidence is even more striking. It showed, there's a report, that was actually partially released by the FDA, and it showed that the radiation that is caused by mammograms and CAT scans and full body scans the radiation is so intense that you're likely to develop cancer. There is a great likelihood to develop cancer the more radiation you get. And for one mammogram, they're comparable to about 1,000 chest X-rays.